Alright, I'm going to show you one last thing here. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn off this top layer that I was drawing on. And I'm going to go back to this guy. You might remember him. And he's quite lovely. What I'd like to do is convert this whole guy here to a symbol. But the problem is that he's got multiple pieces on multiple layers. And it's kind of a mess. And so if I just select everything and say modify convert to symbol, it'll take it and just squish everything onto one layer. I'll show you. Actually, let me save this first before I do this, just in case. Okay, modify, everything's selected, multiple layers. You can see there are multiple keyframes selected here. Modify, convert to symbol. And it's all screwed up. I go here, I double click on guy, there's just one layer, and all it's on there is this, and so this drawing got all crudded up and messed up, and it's a nightmare. So we go back out here, that's not what we want at all. So bad, undo. Okay. So I undid everything, so we're back to having, so I've got all these layers. So what I need to do is I need to maintain my layers, and this is a little bit tricky. This is kind of one of these Flash things you just get used to after working with it for a while, but the first time you do it, you have to think about it a little bit. So here's what I'm going to do. Instead of saying convert this to a symbol, I'm going to create, by going to the Insert menu, Insert New Symbol, and it's going to create a blank symbol with nothing in it. So I'll call this guy portrait. I'll leave it as a movie clip, and I'll say OK. Sure enough, it shows up over here, guy portrait in the library. It brings me into the guy portrait symbol. There's nothing in there. So not to panic, go back out to the scene. Now this you have to pay close attention to. You can't just select everything out here, or maybe you can, actually. But I'm going to go down, I'm going to select it all here in the timeline by holding down the Shift key and clicking on all those. Then I'm going to right click and say copy frames from this menu. Now if you're on a funky Mac mouse that doesn't have a right click, you do control click to get a right click. So whenever I say right click, it's also control click. Right click, whoa. Sorry about that. Here we go, back to it. So right click in the timeline, very important. You'll get this fly out menu and choose copy frames. Copy frames. Alright. Now go to your blank guy portrait symbol. Double click on it. Emptiness here. Go to layer 1 to the blank keyframe there. Select it, right click on it, and say paste frames. Now it took all of those layers and pasted them into the guy portrait timeline, and it kept their labeling. So that's really great. It's very cool, and it's the way to get your symbols after the fact, if you've already made the layers and everything, into your blank symbols. So I go back to the scene, and now these are not symbols, these are just the original pieces. So this is kind of the moment of daring do. You don't want to do this until you've really double checked that you've got your guy portrait out here looking the way that you want in the library. So this is not a symbol. It looks exactly like these, but it's just the raw drawing. Now I can take this whole thing, just delete these to format it, and I could delete all of these layers. So I don't need them. Make a new layer, call it guy portraits. It's blank, and just drag out a bunch of these new instances, and I'm good to go. So that's the way that you create a symbol from while maintaining the layers that you've drawn out in your scene. So if I want to go back and edit the guy portrait, just double click on guy portrait. I can go back. Some of this is grouped. I can either just double click again, and now I'm within the group that's within guy portrait, so I could change the color of this. Go back out. So the world is your oyster. Oops. So anyway, those are some symbol basics, and we'll be working a lot more with symbols as we go along in this class. They're a really key component to the interactivity part of Flash, but I just wanted to get you guys up and running with that today. All right, have fun.